Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, real estate investors. My name is Scott Carson, and if you are a real estate investor, whether brand new or seasoned, especially in 2026, I know we've got a lot of frustrated people who are not making the desired cash flow. They're not getting the big checks as they once did. Or if you're brand new to real estate investing, you're looking to do that, to get cash flow and to cash in big checks. So that's what we're going to focus on here in the next 30 minutes, with is show you how to stack cash flow and big checks with my favorite strategy that I've been doing for almost 20 years, note investing. We'll show you how to do this with notes here for you. And so I'm a big believer that if you're a real estate investor, you have to understand the world of investing in notes, especially in this year and beyond. There's a lot of things going on in the market. Deals aren't as easy to come by. People are tired of dealing with toilet stands and trash outs. There's a whole variety of different strategies out there that aren't working the same like they used to. But notes and the amount of distress in the market means notes an ideal way to start investing in real estate or transfer to note investing from your fix and flip, your landlord side. Let's get rid of the toilet stands and trash outs. We're tired of dealing with the general contractor stuff like that. Let's dive into the world of notes out here. So, first of all, I know that most people are looking for cash flow. I know that's one thing. You can't pay your bills on equity. You can't pay your bills on a return without cash flow coming in. And this is a picture of a property in South Carolina. It's a duplex. It was a note deal that came across. We helped one of our coaching students close on this deal. Like I said, it's in a kind of a rural area of South Carolina. And let's talk about some numbers on this, basic numbers on this. It's basically the mortgage payment is $335 a month is what the borrower was supposed to be paying. Well, they hadn't paid in over a year. And when we came across the deal, the value of this property is about $80,000 is what we thought about it. That's what came with the value. And like I said, the guy hadn't paid in a while. Well, I got my coaching student to buy this note inside their IRA, and they're getting a 31% cash and cash return just based off that 335 a month. Well, guess what? They only paid $13,000 for this note, which was at 40 grand. If the borrower didn't pay, my investor was ready to say, well, if they don't pay, we'll foreclose, and now I'll either make 27 grand at the foreclosure auction or own a property, a duplex where the tenants are paying $800 a month. Well, we had a bit of an idea. With that equity and that cash flow, I guarantee this borrower wants to keep the property. They don't want to lose it. And sure enough, my investor bought it. My coach student bought it, paid 13 grand for it. First phone call, the guy basically reinstates the loan. So he's making more than 31% cash and cash return. But get this, he's not dealing with toilet stands and trash outs. If the AC goes out, he's not dealing with it. No headaches. This borrower's been paying on time for over 2 years straight now. 13 grand in an IRA. How many of you would love a deal that returns not only that type of cash flow, but that yield to you as well? And it's a self-directed Roth IRA, so it's tax-free growth. That's a great deal. Here's another deal. If you like big checks, like we talked about, this is Cal Ewing's deal. He's a Canadian investor in the United States. This is a property in Round Rock, Texas. He made over $100,000 in profit on this. And guess what? He still made that much money by giving the borrower 75 grand on a cash for keys deal. He bought the note, the borrower hadn't paid in 2 years. He could have foreclosed. There's a lot of equity above it. The borrower was an elderly lady. Instead of foreclosing on it and only making who knows what, because there's no guarantee at the foreclosure auction being the bank, we were able to give the borrower some money. She walked away. She was happier than a pig in slop. He took the property back, a light fix up, turned around and sold it in 30 days and made over 100K. His largest deal, and Cal's been a real estate investor for over a decade. So cash flow, big checks. This is one of the great things that I love about the note business. Now, I always ask this. If you're a new real estate investor, we want to talk to you. If you're a tired landlord, you definitely want to talk to us. If you are a fix and flipper who can't find the deal flow or the discounts you used to get years ago, then you need to talk to me. If you are an apartment investor who's tired of dealing with syndications that aren't paying you back or not being in control of your own investment, we need to talk. Or if you're an investor on the sidelines who wants just to make passive returns, making an above average return in notes, in your cash, in your IRA that comes back to you on a monthly, quarterly basis, then we need to talk, ladies and gentlemen. And if I could show you an investing strategy where you are sent lists of deals each month at bigger discounts and bigger returns, where you can be as active as you want to be, would that be something that you'd be interested in? I know the answer to that is yes. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about notes. I'm talking about deals without the headaches of toilets, tenants, and trash outs, deals without the competition, deals with multiple exit strategies. and deals all across the United States of America. And these lists of deals we get directly, get this, directly from banks and hedge funds. These are lists of deals on residential and commercial real estate that can be cherry picked. You don't have to buy the whole tape. And we're seeing these deals 6 to 12 months ahead of the multiple listing service or foreclosure auctions. So it puts you in a premier spot to tap into this deal flow without the expensive costs of direct mail, postcards, yellow letters. You're not going to have to go out and door knock and get shot at like I've done in the past. Banks and lenders will send you deals to you directly. And if you don't know that, guys, it's happened. I've done this for over 20 years as a note investor. I'm Scott Carson, and like I say, I'm a note investor. Like I've been helping investors buy and invest in distressed notes since 2008. It's hard to believe. I've been buying notes since 2007 myself. I've been an active real estate investor since I bought my first home back in 2002. So just under right at 25 years. Like I said, over this period of time, last 20 years, I bought over $1 billion in notes and helped thousands of new and experienced investors dive into the world, I say the sexy side of real estate, by becoming a note investor. I've got a best-selling book out there you can do. I've been spoken all across the country, different expos and real estate clubs. I've even got a #1 podcast out there, the Note Closer Show, on any podcasting platform out there with over 1,000 episodes talking about my love of the note industry and how to dive into it. Not all fluff, all content for you guys. And I teach tired real estate investors how to make above average returns without ever owning the property by becoming the bank. Now, we do take some properties back. We do end up owning some real estate that we foreclose or work with the borrowers. But for the most part, I don't want to own the real estate. I want to be the bank. I want to get paid like a bank. And the banks always win. And so let's look at some of our students' recent case studies that we've talked about so you can kind of see what can you expect if you become a note investor. All right. Now, every deal is a little bit different. I can't guarantee what kind of returns you get. I'm not going to do that. This is for educational purposes, obviously. But I'm going to share you some real case studies from some of our coaching students over the last year or two to help you give you an idea of what to do. Like I said, we've already talked about Cal on this deal. He made over 100 grand in profit being Canadian. He has bought probably about 20, 25 notes here in the United States. He likes performing notes, but this was his biggest deal, his first six-figure deal by buying the note direct from a hedge fund. He bought, I think they only owed like 175. He paid 150 for it. He would have made 25 grand in 60 days on the foreclosure. Actually, he used OPM, other people's money, to fund this deal. So he had zero of his own money out of it, gave the borrower 75 grand, put 50 grand into the deal, and still made 100K selling the property on the MLS to a realtor. Pretty good deal. Here's a property. Here's another deal. This is from another coaching student of ours. Now, Sterling lives in Portland, Oregon. This is a property down in Mayo, Florida. It was owner-occupied. Give you some of the numbers on it. When he bought it, it resulted instantly in a 28% plus ROI in his self-directed IRA. All right? Basically, he's bringing in $792 a month in cash flow. That's a good chunk of change. $792 a month in cash flow. No property management fees. He pays a $35 servicing fee each month for that. He's all across the country. This was an occupied note. He bought, value was about $70K. He paid $35K for the note. They owed more than $35K. Obviously, he paid it at a substantial discount, and he's getting a great return on his money. And the great thing, the borrower wants to stay in the property. They hadn't made payments in a while. He bought it with the idea he's going to back on track. If not, he's going to take the property back. But guess what? The borrower filed bankruptcy. That's a good thing, and started making payments. And when he bought the note, guess what? There was money already sitting there. So he's actually making a 38% cash and cash return in his first year and 28% cash and cash year 2 and beyond. Who doesn't want a deal like this without any fix and flips, no headaches of dealing with that, not having to foreclose? He loves this type of deal, and he's looking to do more in his IRA. All right. And he still works full time. He works as a CPA and loves the note business. This is John Gore. John is out of New Jersey. This property is in Detroit, Michigan. If I remember correctly, it's generating $600 a month in cash flow on this deal. Now, this is kind of a little awkward, but it's actually a duplex. He bought one side of the duplex. Okay. He only paid $20K for an $80,000 asset. Of course, it was non-performing. I think the balance was about $45,000, if I remember correctly, but he paid just under 50 cents on the dollar of what was owed to get the full monthly cash flow of $600 a month. Now, the great thing about John, he bought 5 notes in his first 90 days. He's actually bought 22 notes in his first year, and we looked at his portfolio after year one. His 22 notes are giving him a 22% cash and cash return on an annual basis, and actually can be more than that. He's had a few that have paid off recently, but that's what he was excited about. He's like, I want to make a great return. This is just $600 a month. I think it's not his highest, but it's also not his lowest monthly cash flow. And so he's, like I said, full. He loves his business, and he still works full time. Still is I think he runs a clinic in New Jersey. Uh, and him and his wife are 100% into the note business. They love it, love making cash flow on a passive basis. Here's another big check. This is Catherine Bell. This is a property down in Cutler Bay, Florida. This borrower hadn't paid in 4 years. It was basically a non-performing borrower who was dragging things out, being kind of that horrible borrower you don't want to deal with. She bought the note at a big discount, basically 44 cents on the dollar. The borrower owed over $1 million. And it took 2 years of going through the foreclosure process and delays, but this is actual property. Beautiful house in Cutler. I've been there, helped out with the rehab a little bit and stuff like that. But it's such a beautiful. We helped her, held her hand through the 2 years of going through the foreclosure and the delays. But guess what? It resulted in over a $250,000 gross profit on this deal. That's after repair costs. That's after basically 2 years of foreclose, paying the attorney fees, evicting the tenant, putting about 50K in repairs into it, and then trying and listing it on the MLS and getting a full price offer within 30 days. She was pretty happy about that. Now, she's also made over six figures buying about 30 other performing and some other non-performing notes along the way as well. But this was her biggest check to date on this deal in Cutler Bay, Florida. And if you knew you'd make 200 grand or at six figures and it took you 2 years to do the deal, would you do it? Of course, the answer is yes. Most of you would do the deal. Some maybe won't. But this is a great deal. Not It usually doesn't take that long to foreclose in Florida. We knew we were going to have to do that, but we got a great discount on the deal. Like I said, at basically 45 cents of the dollar of what was owed to deal with that pain in the ass. All right. Now, this is a property in Georgetown. This is Judy. Judy's out of not Portland, Oregon, but Portland, Maine. All right. This property is here in Round Rock, Texas. Now, it's a reverse mortgage. The borrower passed away, and Judy bought the note for about 80 cents on the dollar of what was owed. There's a lot of equity. So there's kind of two strategies with this. This is actually going on right now. She should foreclose on this in the next 30 days. If it sells at the auction, she'll make about 15K on her money. That's still a pretty good ROI if you annualize it. It's double-digit yield in 60 days. But if it doesn't sell at the foreclosure auction, she's able to take it back. She's going to turn around and do a light rehab to it and sell it on the MLS. Is going to make at least 50K or more in profit selling it on the MLS. And if you like that kinds of numbers, fix and flippers out there, there's a lot of non-performing notes that are vacant that you can buy, take back, foreclose, and either make money at the foreclosure auction or take it back as an REO and fix and flip it, turn it into rental, owner finance. There's a whole variety of exit strategies you can do with notes. This is a property in Fort Worth, Texas. This is Brian Dills. He's a school teacher, still working full time. Him and his wife teach. They're in Fort Worth School District. This is one of their first notes they bought. It's when they bought it, they immediately stepped into $560 a month in cash flow. A 25% ROI based, annualized ROI based on what they paid for the note. They only paid like 19 grand for this note. And they stepped into it. The seller was a bank, was wanting to move it off their books. It was a little smaller asset. They paid 19 grand for this note and got a great yield, rocking and rolling for them. This is my friend. Oh, Colin. Colin is a real estate broker, longtime investor out of the Denver market. And this property, it's the ugliest property you're going to see on here. I don't usually like to target ugly properties, but he said, what the heck? Let me buy this note. It's in North Carolina. It's in a good area. Everyone thinks it's got some value. Nobody had lived in the property for 2 years. It took him about 6 to 9 months to foreclose. And even after dealing with the headaches and some issues with the title work, he turned around and sold it as is, didn't have to fix it up. He still made a $31,000 profit, which resulted in a 29% ROI on his money. That's pretty good for everything to go wrong and still make a great return. Who wouldn't want deals like that? And that's the great thing about buying us. Since we're buying at a discount, we have multiple strategies. If something goes wrong, if foreclosures delay, stuff like that, we are usually going to make more money because the balance keeps going up. And we, as you know, most values have gone up over the last few years compared to what people originally bought stuff at. And so we're buying stuff that's anywhere from like 6 months to 6 years in default all across the country. And here's another Canadian for you. This is Phil Brodeur. He's an investor, like I said, from Alberta. He bought this property in Pennsylvania. I can't remember the exact thing. It was non-performing. It took about 9 months to foreclose. He did a quick rehab on it, was able to turn it and sell it immediately for a $50,000 profit. Even after the foreclosure was delayed, he still is seeing a 20% ROI on his money and is still pretty happy about it. Not a lot of work because it was owner occupied. He tried to work it out with the homeowner. Homeowner wouldn't play ball with him, so he had the right to go ahead and foreclose and make it a true win-win situation for him and his investors. Now, if you like to focus on cash flow, we as note investors, we like to focus on cash flow first. The real estate is second. All right. And there's no guarantee if you buy a note that you're going to end up with a property. So you can't base it off the property value. You base it off what's owed. And honestly, there are about 11 different exit strategies or ways to make money with notes. Starting with wholesaling, you can buy notes and get by performing notes for cash flow. You can buy notes at a discount that are non-performing and work to rehab the bar to get them back on payments. You can buy at a discount and then negotiate with the bar to get paid off in full or do a settlement. Or you can buy at a discount if the bar won't play ball and then foreclose and either sell the property at auction or buy at a discount and then take the property back. Offer cash for keys, deed in lieu to take the property back. It's kind of a choose your own adventure in a lot of cases. You won't always end up with a property if you want to. Sometimes the borrowers will fight you for that. So you're not always going to end up with a property at the foreclosure auction. But the thing to keep in mind is when we buy notes, we're going to make money because we're buying at a discount. The only thing that could really wipe you out would be God and taxes, and that's why we have insurance in case an act of God, and we make sure to pay the taxes. Put insurance on there as well. So, here's the thing that you have to keep in mind. Number one, we're not going out and buying these notes from individuals. We're buying them direct from banks. Yes, you can buy notes direct from banks. Now, we're not buying from Bank of America, Chase, Citibank, Wells Fargo. We're buying from a lot of other banks. There's literally over 5,000 registered banks and about 19,000 plus lending institutions out there that all have notes. Everybody's got bad debt, okay? And when we buy the note, we literally become the bank, and then we try to work it out with the borrowers for cash flow if we can do that first. That's our first strategy. Now, if that doesn't work, or if the borrower is passed on, we will foreclose. Work with us. We'll keep you in the house. We'll make a great yield. It'll be a win when you get to stay in your house, keep your kids in your house. And that's what I like about the note business. You can make good money and a great return helping people if they've gone through a financial hiccup. But we all know there's a chunk of people out there that don't want to be helped. But 70% of the time, we're able to keep people in their houses. The other 30% of the time is people have already passed on. They don't want the help. They don't want to work, or they really just can't afford the house. They won't play ball with us. Like I said, if we do take the property back and foreclose, we'll either sell the note at auction or take it back, rehab it, and sell the property. All right. So multiple strategies there for you. And we will allow people to do a short sale. We'll allow people to try and sell their house on the MLS if they can do that. We'll work with them for a period of time there, but we don't play ball. We don't run a charity. We donate to charities, okay? And here's some 6 things you have to keep in mind. We only buy first liens. That's a senior mortgage because we're in the most secure position by being in the first lien besides the taxes. 2, we buy at 70% of value or less, all right? We do buy all across the country, but there are some markets that we don't buy in, like New York or New Jersey, because it takes forever to foreclose there. We also avoid non-friendly states who are not friendly to lenders, like Oregon, Washington, California, in a lot of cases. Yes, when we get a listing, we can cherry pick these deals 90% to 95% of the time. The lender will give us time for due diligence, which ranges anywhere from 7 days to a couple months, depending on what we're buying. And we're using OPM, self-directed IRA funds, our own funds, but other people's money to fund these deals. You do not need to have money to buy notes. You can use other people's money because you're buying a first lien. You can give somebody an 8% return if the deal is going to see a 16 and make an infinite rate of return for yourself by offering them a great deal for their IRA or their savings or retirement accounts, okay? A couple of myths about note investing. You need to have millions to buy notes. No, that's not the case. I have people that call me up all the time. Well, I tried to do this back 20 years ago in 2008, and it said I had to have $5 to $10 million. Well, that's not the case. As you saw a couple of the case studies there, our students are buying notes 13, 25, 35, 45, 50 grand for deals. There's plenty of that small balance stuff out there available for you to get rocket rolling. I wouldn't buy anything below 25 grand unless it's a really great knockout park deal. I had somebody reach out, hey, I got $1,000. Well, can't really help you there. You can buy a partial, but you're not going to buy a full note. The next myth is banks won't sell you notes. That's a bunch of BS. Every one of those deals I just showed you came from a bank or a lending institution. Okay. And we see thousands and thousands of deals come to us directly from banks and lenders. I misprinted your note enough deals, not enough deals. That's what people will say when they don't know how to market. There are still plenty of tons of deals out there, or people complain, oh, there's too many note investors. Yeah, there's more note investors than there was 20 years ago. There's more of everything than there was 20 years ago. But the great thing is that we are still such a small, sliver of that total real estate pie. There's more distressed debt than we can buy. If you know how to market and you want to be coachable, there's plenty of deal flow for you if you'll learn how to market like it's the 2026 timeframe and not like 1996. Okay, there's not too many note investors out there. There are plenty of deals out there, not enough deals. But anyway, moving on here to give you a bit of an example that there's plenty of deals. We got this listing of 4,236 non-performing first liens that we could cherry pick. We got another listing of 3,000 notes. This day today alone, I got a listing with 200, another one 50, another one with 155, another one with 12. About 12 other lenders sent me one or two notes. Plenty of deals for you to take a look at that can be cherry picked. And we actually we did this on our Note Night in America podcast. We broke down the deal. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see us going through the deals, the tapes, the offers, and we really like to break them down and teach people how to actually buy deals versus talk about deals. Here's a tape of stuff that was in 420 some odd notes in just Texas alone, where I live. In Texas, we're seeing more and more distressed stuff. And Texas is the best place to buy non-performing notes because we have such a fast foreclosure process. So there's plenty of opportunities out there. This is from an actual list, and we made an offer on about 60 of the notes out of the 426. And then we got another listing. Here's a map of another list across the country. This is it was about 85 notes, if I remember correctly, but all over the place. It's a lot of opportunity. No, you don't need to fly in a plane to go out and take a look at it. No, you have to do all these hours and hours of due diligence on the front end. We show you the way to be able to make an offer within a few minutes, maybe an hour on stuff. But that's the great thing about it. There's so much opportunity out there. If your bid's not accepted, guess what? You move on to the next one. And like I said, we'll show you how to create a six-figure income by becoming a lien lord. And if you want it to all be passive or cash flow, stuff like that, note investing is semi-passive. If you're going to be buying non-performing notes and rehabbing the borrower instead of the property, you're going to have to be more active with that. But the great thing is it's all upon you. We'll show you how to create passive income coming in, monthly cash flow that can turn it into six figures. Or if you want to buy more non-performing stuff, you can definitely make six figures buying non-performing stuff one way or another. We'll teach you how to find the deals. We teach you how to actually raise the money from investors, local and nationwide. We'll teach you how to do the due diligence to identify a deal and avoid the duds. We'll share our vendors list with you of servicing companies and attorneys and people that help you with your due diligence and realtors to help you move that stuff and rehab crews, stuff like that. We'll share all those vendors with you and show you how to find the right people to do it. And the great thing that I love about what we do, this is all that I do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a note guy. I am the note guy. And me and my team will hold your hand through the process to make sure you find a right deal and not a disaster. Okay. And so we do have an upcoming workshop. How do we teach this? We actually host about 4 workshops a year, once a quarter. Our next note buying workshop is actually taking place the end of February, February 27th, February 28th, and March 1st. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The next class after that, if you can't make that, is going to be an online virtual class, probably mid-May. Or mid-June. We have not identified the date yet. But if you want to come network with other note investors, then you definitely want to make the Austin, Texas workshop. Now, you can get signed up for either today. And the great thing is what we'll do is send you the actual replays to the previous virtual workshop so you can get started now. You don't have to wait 3 weeks to show up in Austin, be part of it. And that's our Austin, Texas virtual note buying workshop. I've been teaching note investing, I said, for almost 20 years, closed on over $1 billion in deals. We've successfully helped launch thousands of note investors, either closing on one deal or some folks coming up on 1,000 deals. And like I said, it's February 27th, 28th, and March 1st. You can sign up for the class by going to notebuyingfordummies.com. Type that into your browser, notebuyingfordummies.com. Give it a second or two to load. Or go to our website at weclosenotes.com and click on the training tab and sign up for it that way as well. Now, like I say, tickets are normally $9.97. We are still running a 50% off deal right now, as long as it's outside the week of the auction. Sorry, not week of the auction, week of the class. It's $497 for you plus a spouse or partner. All right. So literally, you and your spouse, you and your business partner could come to Austin, spend 3 days with me here, and walk out not only knowledgeable, but have plenty of case studies. Even you can start bidding on some note deals that we'll have available for you to cherry pick during the class. We'll give you replays to the previous class, which is over 24 hours education. Like I said, a 200-page manual, case studies, all that great stuff. Like I said, Friday is all about finding the deals. We'll show you what to say, what not to say to banks to get them to send you lists. Saturday is all about marketing and money. We'll tell you how to raise capital, how to market your business, how to market your note deals so they raise capital for yourself. And Sunday is all about the due diligence and bringing the deals together. We'll splatter in a bunch of case studies, real world case studies for us to work through and go through. We keep the class small, 50 people or less. It's yours truly. I might have one, maybe two other speakers at the event for an hour. It's not a run to the back of the room, sign up kind of crap. No, these are people that are going to deliver real content to you. And like I said, this includes a manual, replay videos, the last workshop, and it includes you plus a spouse. Now, the great thing that we also up here, guys, like I said, we'll teach you how to find the deals direct from banks. We'll show you how to raise the private capital. We'll show you how to evaluate the deals, and we'll how to market like it's 2026 versus 1996. Unfortunately, a lot of folks out there teaching notes and real estate are not savvy when it comes to marketing. We'll actually show you how to leverage AI to help you with your marketing. We'll show you how to use tools that will help you automate your marketing where you don't have to go do it all yourself. All right. Like I said, get signed up today. Notebuyingfordummies.com is the website. Once you're signed up and paid, you'll get an email with access to the replays. You start learning the manual and then also the hotel location so you can get signed up. The hotel, I think it's like 95 to 125 for you per night. Very affordable, nice hotel in the north side of Austin to help you really spend time with the other people coming to the class. And we've got people coming from all across the country. We've also got some folks that are previous coaching students coming in just to learn, to relearn again. And so we're really excited about it. So get signed up today, notebuyingfordummies.com. I encourage you. There are no dumb questions. And like I said, if you come to the class, sign for the workshop, you come first day, and you're like, Scott, this is not enjoyable. I don't think I can do this. We have a 100% money back guarantee on that. That's right. Come at the end of the first day. If you don't enjoy the class and say, I don't want to do this anymore, we'll refund it back to your tuition back to you, and you can leave and go home. Okay. We also, if you do a deal in the first 6 months of attending the class, you come to class and do a deal in the first 6 months, we'll refund back the tuition costs to you as well. So you can basically come, learn, go do a deal, and get your money refunded back to you. We stand by it. We're not here to blow smoke up your ass. We want you to go close deals, and you'll walk out not being a note buying dummy, but being a smarty pants when you leave when it comes to note investing. So that's all that I've got for today, guys. Get signed up today. Notebuyingfordummies.com. The discount's automatically calculated in for it. Get signed up today. Don't kick yourself for not taking advantage of what's going on in the market. That's the number one thing I hear from investors who've been around for 20, 25, 30 years. I wish I'd gotten into the note so I wouldn't have to deal with all the BS, and there's always been plenty of deal flow. So we look forward to seeing you in Austin, Texas. Get signed today. If you have any other questions, feel free to book a phone call with me at talkwithscottcarson.com. That's talkwithscottcarson.com. Go out, take some action, buddy, and we'll see you at the top. Bye. Hey, real estate investors, Scott Carson here, and I'm excited to announce our next workshop. And actually, it's going to be taking place live and in person here in Austin, Texas on February 27th, the 28th, and March 1st. Now, that's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I can't think of a better way to start off, hopefully, the warm part of the year by joining me for 3 days here of in-person content. That's right. We'll show you how to find deals, how to fund deals, how to flip them, and then also how to give them to cash flow for you without using your own money. And we'll show you how to get banks, lenders, hedge funds to start sending you lists on a regular basis that, yes, you can cherry pick. Yes, you don't need to have 5, 10, $15 million in private capital to buy notes. Many of our students are buying with less than $25,000 on their first deal, and it's generating $250,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month in cash flow to them, and they're getting an infinite rate of return without even having to use their own money. That's right, they're leveraging self-directed IRA funds or OPM other people's money to fund these, though. So encourage you to come out. This is our first live workshop in over 6 months. We'll only be doing 2 of them live here in Austin. The other 2 will be online. The next one will be till mid-May, maybe early June. And the great thing is we're keeping this to under 50 seats, and we have less than 25 seats available right now as I record this, about a month out from the actual class. So come on in, join us, get signed up at notebuyingfordummies.com or our website at weclosenotes.com. Normal ticket price is $9.97 per person. We're running a special 50% off, so it's $4.97 for you, plus a spouse or partner. We've got people coming in from across the country to join you for, like I said, 3 days. Come in, fly in Thursday night, spend all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, fly out Sunday night or Monday morning. We've got a ton of deals to be diving into, real tapes, real assets, some local, some all across the country, but more than enough to go around. And we want to have you come in and spend 3 days with us and give you a little bit of that Texas hospitality that we're known for here in Austin, Texas. That's right. Fly to Austin, come stay at the hotel, hang out for 3 days with a chunk of other note investors who are actually kicking ass and taking names in the note business right now, and spend 3 days with me and my team to help you create a 6-figure income for you and your family. So if you ever wanted to change what happened last year to you, want to make 2026 the most productive, I think really the best thing you do is come spend time with me here in Austin, Texas. We'll have a great time. You'll have a 200 plus page manual, access to notes to cherry pick from. We'll even give you the video replays from our November workshop that you can start learning ahead of time or take with you after the class to be able to rock it all out. And of course, you've always got access to me and my AI clone to help you take to the next level. So get signed up today, notebuyingfordummies.com. We look forward to seeing you in Austin, and we'll see you at the top, everybody.